Let's try some pen techniques. Now, I'm not talking about this pen. I'm talking about this pen. What? So this is a pen. This is the handle. And this tool here, the end, is called the nib. The nib also has this area on here. There's a little split in it that you probably can't see too well. And the end of it has what's called a well. That's this part right here. So this is a dip pen. This is India ink. Ooh. Now India ink will stain your fingers. Oh, Mrs. Domino's hands are so messy. It is washable though. However, it is not washable out of your clothes. So please be careful. The way this works is you dip your pen into the India ink and you can draw. It's great for outlines. It's great for cartoons. It's great for even doing it first and then watercoloring over after because it will set. It will not move unlike other type of inks. So what you're going to do is you're going to dip it in. Notice how I did not dip it in all the way. You're going to hold it a little bit flat. Oh, sorry. Make sure you drip it over your container. Give it a chance to drip off. Hold it over your thing, and then you're going to write however you want. Isn't it beautiful? If you press a little harder, you get a thicker line. If you press lighter, you get a thin line. If you run out of ink, just dip it back in. It is pretty fun. So you can do all different things with it. So say you want to do something simple and you want to draw just a flower. You could do that. And then once it dries, go over it with your watercolor paint and you have this great outline, that you made. It does take a little bit of practice. See, look, I even made a mistake. It does happen. But remember, mistakes, we can make stuff happen out of that. Maybe I'm just going to make that where a stem comes from. Ooh, happy mistake. Say I fixed it. All right, you can also use a paintbrush with it, or you can use a calligraphy brush. It's up to you. If you decide to do this, you only dip it in so the bristles get about up to here with ink. Don't dip it all the way in or it's going to stay stuck forever. So, it stains, but it does wash out of your clothes, out of your hands, but not your clothes. You can paint over. It's great for calligraphy. You hold it on a bit of an angle. There are all different kinds of points. Like this one's a little bit sharper, so it might give a different effect than this one. This one also has a little bit of a bend to it, and this one doesn't. And here's some fun effects that you can try with it once you dip it in. So you have hatching, and hatching is just angled lines. The closer they are together, the darker it looks. The farther apart you do it, the lighter it looks. You could try cross-hatching, and cross-hatching is more like X's, like this. The more X's you have, the darker it looks. The less X's you have, the lighter it looks. Because remember, we're not making this ink darker or lighter at the moment. You could try dots. The more dots you have, the darker it looks, and the less dots, the lighter it looks. Now remember, I'm not jamming my tip into my paper. I'm just very lightly tapping. The harder you press, the thicker your lines. The lighter you press, the thinner your lines. It is really, really fun to do. You could do this on regular paper. You could do it on watercolor paper if you're planning on doing watercolors later. But have fun with it. When you are done, take this. Try to get this out. If you can't because some of these are old, make sure you wash it really, really good. And when you return it so the point faces up. Make sure this lid is on really tight. And you're going to want to put this on the drying rack for a little bit. But a lot of cartoon artists are using this paint now. You can also, real fast, put a tiny bit into a cup and add a little water to make some lighter and some darker. So remember, this is the nib, this is the handle, this part right here is the well, so that when we're talking about it, you know what I'm talking about. Have fun using pen and ink.